Alrighty, guys. It is 3:30. It is Tuesday, April 8th, and so much for that strength. We're right back down into the shit territory, below 5,000. So there you go. Way up there this morning. And just so you get perspective, we were way up there this morning. Started off strong. Nice, strong days. Ran it up to the 5,300s, and then we gave 300 points back. We're down to 5,000 right now. So that is a pretty bad wild day. That's a pretty big swing day. So and that's weakness. I heard a pretty good analysis on that. How the what's happening is like a negative feedback cycle going on where you have ETFs which are being liquidated or sold, and when you sell an ETF, it's a basket of stocks, right? And so the order desks, which are going to process these orders, they know they're going to be selling the ETF, so they front run it by selling the stocks, the underlying stocks. And then when the ETF sells, they make money as they drive down the prices. And eventually, when prices get low enough, the order desk buys back the stock and make money. The ETFs just have to sell at whatever price they get. So it's a pretty shitty setup. I mean, that's just messing with the market. I'm not sure, even if it's legal, but man, that's what they're doing. So I didn't quite understand that, but yeah. So the order desks, the trade desk processing these ETF orders are front running the order, the actual stock sales, and just adding to the selling pressure. So there you go. Anyway, we are down here again at the low end of the range. At this point, just kind of had to start from the short side and see how far I want to take it. I did put on two trades today on the ES. One was earlier on. I got shaken out. I was a buy at the early on when it was heading higher. That was almost bought the high there, but went to break even and got knocked out. Then I tried a short trade here now after the 2 o'clock hour. I was looking at this since they were selling off pretty good at 2 o'clock hour, waiting for that potential reversal. Had a nice little pop going in there, but started fading and fading. And of course, then this pullback here, they're not quite testing the lows and pull back. I figured I'd have a good shot at getting at least a test of the lows. Got short here against the tablet, had my stop up here, and that was double my stop almost at 10, 12 points. But not too crazy, right? So I sat there for a bit. They went to break even, and then just stopped me out. And then after a bit, they went. So that's the kind of run I was looking for. Would have been a nice 51.10 to the 50, like 40-point trade almost. Pretty nice trade, right? If you could stick with it, and that is the question, right? Can you stick with the trade? So obviously, it didn't work out. So two trades just got shaken out on them due to volatility, and then of course right there at the retest, you see what happened there, right? That was one of those. Hey, I'm going to squeeze out all the shorts now, and then run right up here, and that just this bar here is 73 to one. It's like 50 points or something, 55 points. So that's how crazy it is. And now we're down here at the lows again, squeezing this to the downside. So anyone's guess, stay on the short side, try to get short for moves to the downside. You might be mindful about these snapbacks when they happen violently. So that's where we are, traded from the short side of the market going into the overnight. On the news side of things, tomorrow we don't have much news. And mortgage apps, we have wholesale inventories at 10, oil report at 10:30, and nothing about 10-year auction at 1. Fed minutes at 2. So nothing really to drive the market. We're still stuck in this tariff cycle, this crazy sell cycle. So we just kind of watch this and see see them just fucking run the markets all over the place. That's what they're doing. All right. So that's the ES looking at this. So trade up from the short side of the market. Now, if they trade up above this, if they can get back up above that 50/70s before the close and the 5100, this area of support now resistance on the way up. If they can get up above that, we start range bound. But if they stay below it, I start off on the short side. So that's the best shot I have at this going into the overnight. And then who knows, in the last few minutes, they can retrace this right back up to the mean. It's just anyone's guess now when these algos start running it like that. Finally, but Nasdaq and the bond market are having a bad close. They kind of sold off here after the 1 o'clock after the 3-year auction. Big move to the downside. So that was a bigger move to the downside than I thought. They took out the 116s, the 8-period low, and then right back into the 115 range. So on the bond side of things, right now we are, let me see if I find my bond chart here. Capital flow on the bonds. It looks like yields are coming up higher than you want. They're right down here at that lower edge right now. So big move to the downside. Big reversal yesterday for continuation today. Now they keep going below this. I think there may be an issue going on here in terms of bond market. They have a low volume area here at the 115. And if that comes out, I think bets are off. I think they can head quite a bit lower. So the bond market is starting to sell off. Why? Yields are coming up. Could be a function of inflation expectations at this point. On the Nasdaq, we're kind of falling out of bed. I haven't tried to trade the Nasdaq. They're also way down here, trading back down in this B period lows. So we're down to the 17,000 again. And so much for that day. Started off great. Looked like they had a great run going on there, right up here to the 18,350s. And now we're down to the 1700. So we got 1,300 points down on the Nasdaq. Go figure. 1,300 points. Go crazy. That's the crazy stuff. So not going to worry about this one right now. It's definitely trying to take this lower. So trade it from the short side of the market, Nasdaq, if you're trading it. I would suggest you don't. I would just suggest to sit on the sidelines at this point. If you have setups like this, as I had on the ES, I'll go back and show you that when it looks like it's coming, the volatility coming down a little bit, and you have a decent setup, yeah, by all means. But if you can't keep your stop within a reasonable size, I just don't freaking trade it. Let's stay out of it. Oil heading lower, big move to the downside. I think this is all about recession fears, to be honest with you. The lack of demand, especially now when the China thing is, they're going to get the 50% tariff addition on it. They didn't respond, so that's escalating pretty quick. If you didn't hear, so they retaliated on the reciprocal tariff, and then Trump said they're going to add another 50% on by midday, and they didn't. They ignored him, so now they're adding the 50%. We'll see how that shakes out tomorrow in the overnight. Could be crazy when the Asian markets reopen. So oil to the downside, I think, has to do with that. They no idea how that's going to pan out, but oil selling off, so lack of demand, recession fears. So trade oil from the short side. And gold, I would stay range bound still. This looks like they're holding support here at the 29.90 now. They probed below it. They haven't taken out the 29.85s yet. They're still down in that lower end of the range, but not taking it out. So I would look for buying opportunities against this edge 92, 93, and intermediate edge at 87 here, and then the lower edge here at 83. So 83, 87, and the 93s for rotations back up again. That's kind of what I'm looking at for gold. If they take out that 84, 85, stay on the short side. So that's gold for you going into the overnight. Only trades I've taken so far was these two trades on the ES. Back to the ES, and one was a buy early on, and this is an attempt to get short. That would have been a beautiful trade, right? Just this little squirt down, like a good 35, 40 points worth of a trade. So that would have been great. But as you say, the volatility is just not helping. It's just too volatile, and you just keep getting shaken out. So instead of re-engaging it and getting aggressive, just stay out of it, because you cannot fight the volatility, and it is likely to chop you up. So anyway, we'll wrap it there for now, guys, and I will see you back bright and early in the morning and see how crazy the overnight Asian markets are going to get. Ready, guys. See you back in the morning. Have a good evening. Later.